Welcome back to our channel, your premier destination for all the latest updates, deep dives, and exclusive insights into the glamorous and cutthroat world of the bold and the beautiful. Today is a spectacular day to unpack the explosive drama unfolding in Los Angeles. As the battle lines are firmly drawn, loyalties are tested, and the stakes have never been higher for our favorite characters. Let us begin by exploring the intensely romantic and deeply emotional developments unfolding at the Spencer Beach house. Will Spencer and Electra Forrester have officially taken their relationship to an entirely new and breathtaking level? Following a period of agonizing separation, manipulation by outside forces, and the sheer chaos of the corporate warfare erupting around them, the couple has finally carved out a sanctuary of their own. Moving into the beach house together was a monumental step, but the physical and emotional intimacy they share in the Monday, June 8th episode solidifies their bond in a way that words simply cannot capture. Will, who has been fiercely protective and relentlessly determined to win Electra back, orchestrates a profoundly romantic gesture. He wants to prove to her that despite the madness of their feuding families, their love is the one undeniable truth in his life. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation and genuine affection as Will makes his move. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated passion, and Electra, feeling entirely secure and cherished, completely surrenders to the romance, giving Will the deep connection he has been desperately seeking. This steamy, passionate milestone is not just about physical intimacy. It represents a profound psychological victory for both characters. For Will, who recently suffered the humiliation of being unceremoniously fired from Forrester Creations following his violent altercation with R.J. Forrester, Electra's unwavering support is an absolute lifeline. He has found his anchor in her, a safe harbor away from the toxic corporate machinations of his former workplace. For Electra, choosing Will means actively defying the suffocating expectations of the Forrester family and stepping entirely out from the dark shadow of her Aunt Ivy's manipulations. In the quiet, sun-drenched confines of the beach house, they are untouchable. They are no longer pawns in the bitter, escalating war between the Logans, the Spencers, and the Forresters. They are simply two young people deeply in love, forging a united front against a world that seems determined to tear them apart. The imagery of the crashing waves outside mirrors the overwhelming tide of their emotions, washing away the pain of their recent past and leaving only the promise of a beautiful, shared future. However, as any seasoned viewer of this drama knows, peace is often just a fleeting illusion, the deceptive calm before a devastating storm. While Will is currently basking in the glorious glow of their romantic triumph and harboring high hopes for his new career trajectory at the Logan brand, he must not become complacent. The reality of their situation is fraught with extreme peril. Electra is still actively employed at Forrester Creations, the very epicenter of the enemy camp. Every single day, she must walk into a building where her boyfriend is considered persona non grata, where the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife, and where R.J. Forrester is undoubtedly waiting in the wings to exploit any perceived weakness. How long can Electra realistically maintain this incredibly delicate balancing act? How long can she separate her professional loyalty to her family's legacy from her personal devotion to the Spencer heir? The inevitable clash of these two entirely different worlds threatens to shatter the fragile peace they have so carefully constructed. Will's hubris in believing that nothing can touch them now may be his tragic flaw, as the corporate divide will inevitably test the absolute limits of their newly solidified relationship. Meanwhile, the corporate and familial warfare reaches a terrifying and visceral climax within the sleek, glass-walled offices of Forrester Creations. The simmering, toxic tension between Brooke Logan Forrester and Katie Logan Spencer finally detonates, resulting in a shocking moment of physical violence that will echo through the halls of the fashion industry. In a fit of desperate, frantic rage, Brooke unleashes a stinging slap across Katie's face. The sheer force of the blow sends Katie staggering, serving as a physical manifestation of the deep, agonizing fractures within the Logan family. This is not merely a disagreement over business strategies or design aesthetics. This is a profound betrayal of sisterhood, a violent culmination of decades of rivalry, jealousy, and unspoken resentments. Brooke, who is desperately trying to maintain her grip on power and protect her daughter Hope's legacy at the company, has completely lost control. Her resort to physical violence exposes her profound vulnerability and her absolute panic as she watches the Forrester empire, and her place within it, threatened by the rising dominance of the Logan brand. Yet, it is Katie's reaction to the slap that is truly chilling and indicative of a massive paradigm shift in Los Angeles. Instead of crumbling into tears or shrinking away from her older sister's wrath, Katie absorbs the blow and stands her ground with an icy, triumphant resolve. The physical pain is entirely eclipsed by the psychological victory she holds in her hands. In that echoing silence following the slap, a dark, unspoken understanding passes between the two sisters. Diplomacy is officially dead. The gloves are off. This is no longer a sibling rivalry. This is an all-out, scorched-earth war. Brooke may attempt to backtrack, hypocritically claiming that she still supports Katie and wants her to succeed, but Katie sees right through the transparent, desperate facade. Katie's demeanor shifts from defensive to predatory. She is a woman who has been marginalized, pitted, and overlooked by her sister for far too long, and she is finally holding all the winning cards. This confrontation marks the definitive death of Katie's previous moral reservations. For years, Katie has been the ethical compass of the Logan family, the sister who played by the rules and suffered the devastating consequences of others' betrayals, particularly Brooke's past transgressions with Bill. But Katie is married to Bill Spencer, the ultimate corporate shark, and his ruthless, uncompromising influence has clearly rubbed off on her. Any lingering hesitation Katie had about destroying Brooke's happiness or decimating Forrester Creations vanishes in the sting of that slap. She is ready to fight dirty, and she has the arsenal to do it. Katie smugly hints at her ultimate trump card, delivering a masterclass in psychological warfare by stating that a little hope is all it takes. It is a brilliant, devastating double entendre that completely goes over Brooke's oblivious head. Katie knows that Hope has secretly defected to the Logan brand, and she relishes the impending devastation this revelation will bring to Brooke and the Forresters. Katie is no longer the victim. She is the architect of their destruction, and she is fully prepared to use every ruthless tactic in the Spencer playbook to ensure her brand's absolute dominance. As the women of Los Angeles wage their bitter wars, the men of the Spencer family are engaged in a high-stakes psychological battle of their own. Liam Spencer has taken it upon himself to act as the ultimate recruiter and hype man for his father's rapidly expanding empire. Following Wyatt Spencer's triumphant delivery of the legendary Hope for the Future Diamond, a massive public relations coup that will undoubtedly humiliate Forrester Creations, Liam aggressively ramps up the pressure. He corners his brother, launching into an impassioned, relentless campaign to convince Wyatt to permanently relocate to Los Angeles and officially join the executive ranks of the Logan brand. Liam's arguments are steeped in the heavy rhetoric of family unity and undeniable destiny. He points to Will's recent hiring as definitive proof that the Spencer men are meant to stand shoulder to shoulder, a united, unstoppable force capable of dominating the global fashion industry and crushing anyone who stands in their way. Liam paints a highly idealized and dangerously naive picture of their current situation, attempting to soothe Wyatt's entirely justified anxieties by claiming that Bill Spencer has evolved. Liam argues that their father is softer, more mellow, and entirely focused on family building rather than ruthless, unmitigated domination. Furthermore, Liam emphasizes that Katie is the true visionary and the one officially holding the reins of the Logan brand, suggesting that Wyatt would be shielded from Bill's more tyrannical and manipulative tendencies. Liam's desperation to have his brother by his side is palpable, driven by his own need for validation and his sheer exhilaration over his wife Hope's secret defection to their side. He wants the entire family to share in this glorious, impending victory over the Forresters. But Liam's optimistic narrative is fundamentally flawed, ignoring the dark, uncompromising reality of who Bill Spencer truly is at his core and the destructive path he often leaves behind. Wyatt, however, is not easily swayed by Liam's enthusiastic rhetoric. He stands at a profound crossroads, grappling with a deeply agonizing decision that could dictate the entire trajectory of his life and career. Wyatt knows from bitter, first-hand experience that working for Bill Spencer is a treacherous, soul-crushing endeavor. He carries the deep psychological scars of his father's past manipulations, remembering all too well how Bill has a notorious habit of placing his sons in impossible, morally compromising situations to serve his own selfish agendas. Wyatt is a man who values his independence and his ethical boundaries, and the terrifying thought of surrendering his hard-won autonomy to the Spencer corporate machine fills him with dread. He feels adrift, still emotionally unmoored following his painful split from Flo Logan. And while the idea of family unity is incredibly tempting, the cost of admission may simply be too high for him to pay. Wyatt sees entirely through the comforting illusion that Katie is the sole power player at the Logan brand. He knows that Bill is the ultimate puppet master, a relentless control freak who meticulously orchestrates every move from the shadows. Bill may play the role of the supportive husband and the mellowed patriarch for the cameras, but Wyatt understands that his father is an apex predator who never truly changes his stripes. When Bill Spencer wants something, he pursues it with a terrifying, unrelenting obsession, completely disregarding the collateral damage left in his wake. Wyatt fears that by joining the company, he will inevitably become a pawn in Bill's vindictive, long-standing war against Ridge Forrester. The future of the Logan brand's rapid expansion may very well hinge on Wyatt's decision, but Wyatt must ask himself if he is willing to sacrifice his own soul to secure his place in the Spencer legacy. The pressure is suffocating, and Wyatt's internal conflict serves as a brilliant, tense counterpoint to the explosive drama unfolding elsewhere. The events of this single day in Los Angeles set off a massive chain reaction that will irrevocably alter the landscape of the fashion industry and the lives of everyone involved. The lines of loyalty have been completely redrawn, and there is no turning back. Elektra and Will are desperately attempting to build a fortress of love amidst an active war zone, but the walls are already cracking under the immense pressure of their divided professional loyalties. The Logan sisters, once an unbreakable triad of familial support, are now bitterly divided, with Katie fully embracing her dark side and Brooke spiraling into violent, uncontrollable desperation. And the Spencer brothers are teetering on the precarious precipice of a reunion that could either solidify their family's absolute global dominance or destroy them entirely from the inside out. Every single character is driven by profound, conflicting motivations, ranging from passionate love and bitter revenge to blinding jealousy and the insatiable, corrupting thirst for absolute power. As we look toward the future of this captivating saga, the dramatic atmosphere is thick with impending doom and exhilarating possibilities. Will Katie's ruthless new mindset lead the Logan brand to unprecedented global supremacy, or will it cost her the very soul she has fought so hard to protect over the years? Will Brooke realize the catastrophic reality of Hope's defection before it is too late? Or will she be completely blindsided and broken by the ultimate familial betrayal? Can Will and Elektra's passionate, steamy romance survive the toxic, radioactive fallout of the Forrester and Spencer War? Or will RJ's manipulative presence and Elektra's ties to Forrester tear them apart forever? And finally, will Wyatt succumb to the magnetic, dangerous pull of his father's empire, or will he walk away to preserve his own integrity? The stage is beautifully set for a season of unparalleled drama, devastating heartbreak, and shocking twists. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, because in this world, the only guarantee is that nothing stays a secret for long, and the consequences are always spectacular.